welcome along to my channel, The Blind Gooner, and welcome along to my match review and player ratings for the Chelsea-Arsenal game. Before I get into that, I just want to talk about a couple of things you can expect from my channel going forward, as this is a brand new channel and this is the first of many videos that you guys can expect from me. I'm going to be doing, well, as the description says, it's all things Arsenal. So if you're an Arsenal fan and you're a fan of my content, I know some of you may have seen me on AFTV before, so I thought I'd do my own content. So if you guys liked my videos on AFTV and liked my stuff there, you'll like this stuff. I'm going to be doing match previews. I'm going to be reacting to the games. I'm going to do match reviews and player ratings and all that usual stuff. Also, I just want to say as well, if you guys are sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Yeah, I just want to say as well, with the camera angle, if they're not great, it's because, as you guys, if you've seen my stuff on AFTV, you know that I am registered blind, so it's going to be a little bit of trial and error with this camera. But any feedback is most welcome, and I'll do my best to try and rectify it. You know, sometimes there might be the odd occasion where I'm holding the camera a bit too close to my face, so half my head will be missing. But to be honest, guys, you ain't missing much. So I'll try. Just let me know. Give me some feedback, and I'd greatly appreciate that. So I would do my best. Let's get into talking about the game last night, because it was a very entertaining game, really. It didn't start great. The first half, if you can hear a dog in the background, guys, that's my guide dog. So apologies for any of the background noise. But yeah, as I was saying about the game, it was a very interesting game, because in my opinion, it was a game of two halves. The first half, we weren't that great. Chelsea had obviously come into the game with a game plan, and they had rectified that game plan. They must have seen what we'd done to them at the Emirates, and they sort of employed pretty much the same tactic. They had home advantage. They had their fans behind them. And to be honest, we couldn't really get on the ball at all in that first half. We didn't really pose much of a threat going forward. Defensively, we were okay, apart from Mustafi's fuck up, which led to the penalty and red card. But other than that, we didn't really pose a lot of threat. I mean, there was Saka did okay. Ozil was non-existent as per. But yeah, it was very interesting and it was pretty much similar to how we played against Leeds, the first half of that game. And I just want to talk about the penalty decision and the red card, because in my opinion, Mustafi should not be at this club. He has not got a football brain. He's what can I say? The word I'm looking for, he's very rash in what he does on the ball. I don't think he's good enough for this club, if I'm being honest. And in my opinion, it was his error which caused David Luiz to be sent off, because if he had just cleared the ball when he had the chance, then David Luiz wouldn't have needed to get back and put in that last-ditch tackle, which I don't even think that was a red card, if I'm being honest. I think it was just he was the last man, and obviously he had to make a tackle. He didn't want, we didn't obviously want to give a goal away, although ultimately with the penalty we kind of did. But time and time again, we as Arsenal fans have been saying that, we've been letting teams run through us, and we've not been putting in tackles. And I actually didn't mind what David Luiz did, because at least it just showed that he was willing to put in a tackle. Okay, yes, it ultimately ended up in a red card, but I personally didn't mind what he did, because at least he got stuck in and put a tackle in. Which time and time again before, we've just, Arsenal of old, we'd have just let that player run through. And I can't remember who it was, because it was a pretty mad game. And to be honest, all the other points in the game, all the other parts to the game, especially the second half, just sort of overrode what happened there. And then on to the second half. I don't know what Arteta said to them, but we came out and we actually showed more fight, and defensively we were better. And I just want to say as well, we coped really well with 10 men. Xhaka played brilliantly at centre half when David Luiz got sent off. He did a really good job. And then in the second half, we come out with a bit more spirit, a bit more fight. And I have to talk about Martinelli, because that guy just never, ever stops running. He's always there in the right place. And he capitalised on Kante's error, which not many Arsenal players would do that. Not many Arsenal players would press and capitalise on that. And then we got the equaliser. And I thought we worked really hard in the second half. And from the second half onwards, I never really felt like that we were going to lose the game. I never really felt that, okay, yes, we went behind again. We went behind again towards the end of the game. And, even then, I never really felt that we were... I just had this feeling that, we're not going to lose this game. We were up for it in the second half. Hector Bellerin's goal, I thought, what a goal that was. I mean, I don't even know if he meant to do that, if I'm being honest. I think he just hit it and hoped for the best, but lucky for us, it went in. Because I listened to audio commentary as well. The commentators were saying that it might have took a deflection. If somebody could clear that up in the comment section, whether it took a deflection or not, that would be great. But even so, it was great that, and he had a much better second half, Hector. I thought in the second half he was getting up and down that wing. He was linking with Pepe a lot better. And I thought he did really well. And Saka and Martinelli linked up quite well. I thought they'd done okay. Listen, it's a work in progress, isn't it? Yes, we needed to win to get into the top four. I still think we could get into the top four. I really do. I really do think we could get into the top four. I think, this result against Chelsea, albeit it was another draw, and yes, we've had quite a lot of draws this season, but I actually think it'll give us confidence, because the manner of the comeback, of the way that we came back into the game and the way that we kept at it, even when we went 2-1 down, I think that'll just give us confidence going into the FA Cup game against Bournemouth and going into the game against Burnley in the Premier League. When we go into the game against Burnley, we've got Aubameyang back from injury. Back from suspension. And I think, personally as well, I would drop Lacazette for few. I don't think Lacazette will play against Bournemouth. But I think, going forward, we should drop Lacazette, put Aubameyang through the middle, and put Martinelli and Pepe either side. because I just think, you know, a lot of people say that Lacazette's work rate is good, and yes, he does a lot off the ball, but he's a striker, and if he's not scoring goals, is it enough to put him in because of his work rate? I'm not so sure. Leave that in the comments below and let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I personally think we should put Martinelli and Aubameyang and Pepe as our front three going forward. So let's get into the player ratings. I'm going to start with Bernd Leno. I thought he had a really good game, to be honest. I thought that he made a couple of important saves. I thought that he got us out of a few tight spots, really. So I'm going to give him a 5. No, I'm going to give him a 6. Let's go into the right back position. Hector Bellerin. Do you know what? I'm going to give him a 6 because he wasn't outstanding, but he did link up well with Pepe, and he did score the goal. So I'm going to give him a 6. I'm going to go on to Mustafi. Do you know what? I'm going to give Mustafi a 4. And I know a lot of people said that he did well in the second half, but in my opinion, he's made too many of those mistakes. And let's not forget, he made the mistake at the Emirates, which gave Chelsea their second goal, I think it was. Yeah, if I remember rightly. Yeah, it was their second goal. So I'm going to give him a 4. Then we've got David Luiz. It's pretty hard to mark David Luiz, actually, because he got sent off. He didn't, but in the time that he was on the pitch, he did all right. And okay, yes, it resulted in the red card, but I commend him for his tackle, because so many times, like I said before, we've seen players. We have seen players just we've seen players just let the opposite team run through us.
I'm not sure.
So I'm going to give him I'm going to give him a 5.5. So going on to Saka, Bukayo Saka. I thought he did all right, actually. I thought he played really well. I'm going to give him a 6. Going forward, Torreira is outstanding. I'm going to give him a 7.5. So yeah, I'm going to give him a 7.5 because I thought defensively he was brilliant, you know, and since he's been put back in his normal position and not being played here, there, and everywhere, and you know, since Arteta's using him in his normal position, he has got back to the Torreira that we saw last season under Emery. So yeah, I'm going to give him a 7.5. Xhaka, I'm going to give Xhaka an 8 because I thought he did really well, and considering he had to fill in at centre back, he coped pretty well with it, if I'm honest. And he did a really good job, so I'm going to give him an 8. Mesut Ozil, do you know what? Again, he just goes missing, doesn't he, in a big game. I personally don't see why we play him. I think he's just getting played because of the name. So I'm going to give Mesut Ozil a 5. Because he didn't really do nothing. He wasn't... It was one of those performances, it wasn't poor, but it wasn't... He didn't set the world alight, you know what I mean? So I'm going to give him a 5. Pepe... I thought Pepe done all right. I thought he was pretty cool, getting up and down the wing. So I'm gonna give Pepe again. I'm gonna give him a 6. Lacazette, I'm gonna give him a 5. His work rate was good. Again, still not scoring, which we need him to score, to be honest, you know. So he's still not scoring. So just for his work rate, I'm going to give him a 5. Martinelli, do you know what? I'm going to give Martinelli a 9. Not simply because he scored the equaliser, which got us back into the game, but his work rate for 90 minutes, and he has been one of our shining lights, you know, throughout this poor season. And let's be honest, it has been a poor season, but he's been one of his, you know, the shining lights. So I'm going to give him a 9. Well, there we go, guys. That's my review of the game and my player ratings. Once again, I just want to say, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It helps get my channel noticed. Please leave a comment down below. Turn the notifications on because, you know, so you don't miss another video of mine. Tomorrow, I will be putting out a couple of videos. I'm going to do a transfer one in the morning. Not sure what time that will be out, but I'll let you guys know. Also, to find out when stuff is going to be out, please check out my social media, my Twitter, at The Blind Gooner. Go give that a follow. Not yet got a Facebook page for this channel. That will probably be something I'll do in the future. And yeah, just stay tuned. Keep tuning into the channel, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. Please share it around as well, because that also helps get the channel noticed. But until next time, I'm out of here. Latest, people.